look at the new control panel, but before I get into it too much, I want to show you the old one that I have here. Now this is the one I got with this machine originally. This of course isn't the original control panel, but this is just a plain aluminum panel here, and you can see it's got all the holes for the buttons and everything, and it's got the joystick mounts on the bottom. Now the new one has this too. And there is one thing that's left on here, and this is my coin insert button that I made a long time ago. And as you can see, the top actually is broken off of it. That's just the stem of the button that's left on there. And this thing was kind of getting on my nerves in the end anyway. Now, I'm not going to drill another hole in this new beautiful control panel to put another button in. So I actually have a different solution for that I think you guys are really going to like that I'll show you in a minute. So let's take a closer look at the new control panel. Now those of you who are familiar with the Astro City know that this is actually a replica of the original control panel. Now most of the original ones are sort of faded and not terribly nice looking like this one. So this is actually a brand new reproduction. And the top, I'm not 100% sure on this, but it appears to be sort of like a vinyl sticker on top of the aluminum underneath. It's been pretty durable, and I've already cleaned it a few times, and it seems to be pretty good as far as not picking up fingerprints and smudges and whatnot. And I'll show you on this old one again if you didn't already notice. This one picks up lots of fingerprints, scratches, and it looks like, you know, this thing's been to hell and back, but I actually took really good care of it. You actually can notice here this ring was just created by, you know, I can't quite reach it. Just the ring on underneath the joystick, just sort of sliding across the top, so you can see this thing just really picks up scratches pretty bad. So so this is the new one. Now right now I have the black buttons and joystick ball and the two blue start buttons, which is what I had in my old panel. Now, those of you who are familiar again with the original Astro City control panel know that they had kind of a green and a peach colored set of buttons for each player. And to be perfectly honest, I'm not really into the green and the peach. So I actually ordered some buttons and ball tops when I ordered this replacement control panel. So they came in after the panel, and I was actually surprised at how much I liked the black on this, but I am going to try these new ones. And so I've got white ball tops, and then for the buttons I actually have these green and white buttons. And if you're familiar with the side of the Astro City and just the general look of the machine, green and white are the sort of overriding colors on this. So I think actually against this black background here, this is going to really pop and make it a really nice, you know, professional looking job here. So let's open this thing up and I will show you guys how to change one of the buttons out. This is actually one of the easiest things you can do on your whole machine. Now all the buttons here are just connected. You know, you've got your grounds that are all jumped from a single source here. And then you've got your actual signal buttons or signal wires going back to your jam harness. And you know, if you've done really any work at all on your machine, I'm not telling you anything you don't know. So the main thing is when you're switching these out, either do it one at a time, or if you're pulling all of these wires off, be sure that you know where each one goes. And most of the time they'll be color coded. So in this case, the original wires that were in the machine is this sort of blue, green, and orange for the top three buttons, and the bottom three that I wired in myself, I have a red, orange, and green. And so I can actually tell which wires go to what buttons. And as far as the grounds, it doesn't really matter because it's a single ground. But anyway, if you're going to take just one button at a time, all you have to do is just pull these guys off, and then just push the sides in of the button here and just slide it right out. And let's see if you can see this. You see they're sort of spring-loaded in the side here. And this is actually what holds it into the machine. So you just push these in and you can pop the button right out. And then you take your new button and I like to get them lined up so that the two terminals are all in the same place here. But in this case, you just push it in the machine, and it just clicks into place, and it's good to go. And all we have to do here is put our connectors back on, and we're good to go, and that's it. So we just do this with all the buttons, and then we'll have all of our buttons replaced here. Now, as far as the ball top is concerned, this is even easier. All you have to do is grab a hold of this joystick here, and it just screws on. So you just unscrew the old one and replace it with the new one. So let's get all these new buttons put in here. Now we have all of the buttons in place, and like I said before, I really like the way everything looks, and I think this is kind of a nice unified look for the machine. Now the only other thing was, before on the old panel I had the coin insert button here. Now I really don't want to drill a new hole in this panel, so I decided to keep it as is. And some of you may be wondering why there's a 100 yen piece over in the coin slot. And the reason is, the 100 yen piece is actually our coin insert button. Now, it's not actually connected to anything yet. Let's see. But let me show you how I did this. Sorry. Should have thought ahead a little bit. So, if you can see right here, we actually have just one of these little micro switches like I've used in some of my other videos, and it's got this here, let's see if I can get a little closer in. You guys love all of my handheld camera work here. So if we get a little closer in here, I don't know if you can see that all that well or not, but you see there's a little sort of a little arm on the end of this switch here that powers or pushes the micro switch, and I've got this these two wires going to our coin insert, and it's actually just glued on here. This is Gorilla Glue. Now the only thing is, if you do glue something this way, you either have to clamp it or hold it for a very long period of time. So be sure to be aware of that. Also, only put a little bit of the glue on one side. I put it on the switch itself, and then you just get the other side wet. And in the case of Gorilla Glue too, just in case any of you guys ever use it for really anything, it says that you need to sort of leave it out in the open air on whatever surface for 5 to 10 minutes. I'd actually go more like 20-25 minutes, and then you get a nice solid solid grip there. So then we flip it back closed there, and you can see, maybe you can actually see the arm for the micro switch in there. So then we just put our 100 yen piece in there, and then we can press it, and that actually gives us our credits. So anyway, that's a look at my latest project. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.